Okay. Good morning, everyone. So today it will be the last class of our inheritance topic. Okay. So we are going to complete our inheritance topic in today's class. Okay. And then from the next class onwards, means next week onwards, we are going to start with the pointers and virtual functions and polymorphism. That topic. Okay. So in today's class, first let me tell you what are the objectives that we are going to discuss in today's class. I am going to first discuss in today's class about the abstract class, what is abstract class, and in C++ how abstract class is achieved, abstract class concept is achieved. And second topic that we are going to discuss how we can handle constructors in inheritance. Okay, what are the various ways of handling constructors in inheritance? Okay. So these are the two topics that mainly focus to discuss in today's class. But before I am going to discuss these two topics, I want to share a screen to you, and I want to ask the problem that you have seen in this code in front of you. Let's try to explain this code. This code I have already explained in terms of, you can say, the real life example which I have used to explain the different types of inheritance. Okay, that bird class has wings, legs, and it member function. All are public in nature. Try to understand. Okay, look at the code very minutely. Then the sparrow class, which will extend the bird class, represent a single inheritance. Here I have defined a public method white fly, which is a unique method of the sparrow class. Similar way, penguin class, extend bird class, define its unique method swim, white swim. Ostrich class, extend bird class, define its unique method white run. Then the last one is the crow class, which will extend all the three classes, penguin, ostrich, and sparrow, with the help of multiple inheritance concept, and it has defined its own member variable, that is the color of the crow is black. We will consider it as a unique property or a unique feature of the crow class. Then we are creating the object of the crow class, and by the help of this object we are trying to access all the members of the crow class as well as its parent classes. Now while I am trying to run this code or execute this code, I am facing this error. Can anyone tell me why this error has arrived and how we can solve this issue?
So it is scroll down করুন
এখানেই শেষ আর স্ক্রল ডাউন কি করব
না
it
scroll
is
up
ended here. Okay. All are public. I didn't mention any member as private, so there is no confusion regarding private and public.
হ্যালো স্যার, মানে ভার্চুয়াল কিওয়ার্ড ইউজ হবে ওই বা পাবলিক বার্ডের আগে?
Where? This one?
Yes sir.
For which class? I have used public bird here, I have used public bird here, I have used public bird here. For all the classes or only one class? What do you say? What about the others? What do you think? What is the problem I'm facing here? The problem is written in front of you. Request for member it is ambiguous. And I have already discussed about this problem of ambiguity and some other things. How we can solve it. We have already discussed this problem in the previous class. So how much you revise, that can be understand here.
Sir, virtual keyword in after bird class, like after the main grandparent class.
After the name, this one?
Yes, sir.
Where? Here?
Yes, sir.
No. Virtual cannot be. Virtual keyword
class
cannot be used during the definition of the class or declaration of the class. Virtual is always used while you are extending the class or inherit the class by the help of some other classes. You can check the previous code of the previous day. which we have discussed. Yes.
নিচের দিকে যান স্যার, ইনভেন্টটা দেখি স্যার।
Yes. Who is telling? Someone is trying to tell something. Acha, if we stop, if we commenting this each method, this program is correctly running. There is no problem.
হ্যাঁ স্যার, কারণ আপনি তো ওখানে মাল্টিপল ইনহেরিটেন্স ইউজ করছেন, তারপর ওখানে সিঙ্গেল ইনহেরিটেন্স, তো কোনটা নেবে বুঝতে পারছেন না, অ্যাম্বিগুইটিস হয়ে যাচ্ছে, কনফিউজ হয়ে যাচ্ছে এখানে।
Yes. How we can resolve it?
তো হয় আমাদের মাল্টিপলকে মাল্টি লেভেলে ট্রান্সফার করতে হবে, বা আমাদের স্কোপ রেজোলিউশন অপারেটর ইউজ করতে হবে, অর আমাদের এটাকে কমেন্ট করে দিতে হবে।
No, comment করার is not an issue. It's not a solution.
স্প্যারোর ওইখানটা ভার্চুয়াল কিওয়ার্ড লাগবে, মানে ক্লাস স্প্যারো, ওখানে ওই পাবলিক বার্ডের আগে ভার্চুয়াল কিওয়ার্ড।
Here.
না, পাবলিকের আগে।
Okay, no problem. And what about this penguin class bird and ostrich class bird? Should I use virtual keyword in front of this class, bird class, in case of penguin and ostrich inheritance? Or I should use only in front of sparrow? Okay, you have caught the problem very correctly. The problem which you have caught, that is the correct problem, is ambiguous problem. So that means this ambiguity
will not compile.
Yes.
Ambiguous will not compile.
Yes, in C++, the problem is that ambiguity means what? This members is virtually copy pasted inside the sparrow class due to inheritance. Similarly, all the bird members is again copy pasted inside the penguin class due to inheritance. Similarly, all the members of the bird class is again copy pasted inside the ostrich class due to inheritance. Okay, so the problem is that this copy pasted methods eat wings, legs, all this member, whatever member you are trying to access with the help of the object of crow class, during the runtime, the compiler is getting confused that multiple repetition or redundancy of all these methods among its subclasses, right? So that is called ambiguity. So ambiguity is not occurring in the each method, but if you are accessing obj.wings, member variable of the bird class, suppose you are trying to print out that obj.wings, the error is also giving in this part as well, a similar kind of error, because wings is also a member of the bird class, which is copy pasted redundant times. Redundancy, that means the similar copy paste is happening in each and every cases, and that will not allow in C++. That will not allow in C++. Java will allow it. Java will by default do the remove the repetition. It will take only one, but C++ will not allow it. Okay, actually C++ conception, the programming conception, is a little bit complex than Java. I must to say you that C++ is a little bit complex in terms of Java, because lots of what I feel during learning of C++, lots of obstacles are there in C++, which can be very easily removed in Java, which is more Java is more flexible or easy to handle compared to C++. So this is one of the obstacles in C++, and if you have to remove these obstacles explicitly, it will not remove implicitly. Okay, this is not a responsibility of the compiler, just like a Java JVM. Okay, it is not a responsibility of compiler to remove it implicitly. You will have to remove it explicitly. And how we are going to remove it? Your solution is also correct. We can remove it by using a virtual keyword. Using a virtual keyword or virtual base class. This is a virtual base class. I have already discussed in the previous class. So this virtual keyword can be used either after public or before public. Any one situation or any one place is correct for the virtual keyword. So in this class, I have used virtual keyword after public. In the next class, I have used virtual keyword before public. Both are correct. You can choose any one of it according to your choice. And the third class, I have again used virtual keyword after public. So while I have introduced a virtual keyword, that means only one copy will be counted among these three classes of the bird class. There should not be three different copy will be counted. And in this way, we are able to solve this problem. Let's check it out. Here, look, given, and this is the wings, these two, giving us space, forget to give us space, these two for the wings. So now you are able to access, with the help of crow object, you are able to access all the members of the his grandparent class birds. Clear? Is it clear to everyone? Hello? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This kind of problem you may face during the interview. They can show you the error and they will ask you to solve it. So be careful about the applications, because C++ is little bit, what I have felt that it is little bit tricky to solve this problem, whereas Java is much more flexible to handle such kind of problem very easily. Okay, so I just need to tell you the conception of the abstract class. Abstract class is very simple. In C++, it is not a major issue. In Java, abstract class will be one of the important part, and it will be handled in some defined way. But in C++, we have already defined the abstract class. So let me tell you what is abstract class. An abstract class is one that is not used to create objects. That is a very simple definition of an abstract class. An abstract class is one that is not used to create an object, right? So an abstract class is designed only to act as a base class, which will be inherited by some other classes. And it is a design concept in a program development and provides a base upon which other classes may be built. Okay, so abstract class will give you the base upon which the other classes may be built. So this is the overall definition of an abstract class. What I have said, abstract class is such kind of class which is not used to create any objects. Means we cannot create object of an abstract class. That is a very simple statement or definition of an abstract class. And abstract class is mainly used as a design concept in a program development, and which will be mainly used to create the base class and other classes to build upon that base class. So can anyone tell me, in this example, we have already built the abstract class concept in this example. Can anyone tell me which one is the abstract class here?
Bird.
Yes, very good. The bird is an abstract class here. We never going to create object of the bird class. We can create object for the sparrow class because single inheritance present. We can create object for the penguin class because again single inheritance is present. We can create the object for the ostrich class because again single inheritance is present. And crow class object we have already created. But we should not create any object for the bird class. Why we cannot create any object? Because it is not used. It is not being used by any other classes in case of inheritance. So we should not create any object of this bird class. So if you remember, so here bird class is your abstract class. Here bird class is your abstract class. So it is a simpler design concept. In a program development, it's simpler design concept to design a base class which will be inherited by some other classes. That means the other class is built based on the concept of this abstract class. In the last day, we have seen this example, another example for the virtual class. So the same concept, class student, which will be inherited by test, which will be inherited by sports, which will be inherited by result, and then in the main method, we are accessing all the methods. So in this example, the student class is your abstract class. Because we should not create any object for this student class in our program development. Clear? Everyone clear? Is it clear to everyone?
Sir.
Okay. So this is a very simple concept of abstract class. In C++, nothing more is there. In Java, there is a lot of things regarding abstract class, because in Java, we have to create the abstract class in separately. The abstract class does not have any concrete implementation. We can give the implementation with the help of the base class, sorry, derived class. All these things are abstract class methods and all these things. Abstract methods are there, abstract class are there. So there's a different concepts in Java, like interface is also an abstract class in Java. But here in C++, this is the only concept in abstract class, but it is only a concept. It is nothing but an abstract class implementation. It is simply a concept. Okay, in C++. Now let's move into our next concept, constructor. Everyone look at this program very carefully. This is a very basic program where I have defined constructor within classes and trying to inherit the classes. Okay, let's check it out. There is a class A. I have defined or declared, what I will say, within a public access specifier. This is a constructor, a non-parameterized constructor or default constructor. Everyone agree with me? Now there is a class B. Within this class B, which will inherit class A in a public mode. Make it simple. I don't make it private or protected to remove the confusion. Now within this class B, I have defined one constructor, again a default constructor. Now again I have defined class C, which will inherit public B. So can anyone tell me which kind of inheritance is applying here?
Multi-level.
Multi-level, very good. Because class A is inherited by class B is inherited by class C. So simple, multi-level, derived from derived class. Very good. Okay, within class C, I have defined one more constructor with arguments or parameters. With arguments or parameters. So this is a parameterized constructor of class C, right? And there, on the arguments, I have performed a simple summation operation and print the sum value, and that is very clear to you. Now within the main method, I have created the object of this C class. I think all of you understand how we can create an object of a constructor. It's very much similar. I have already shown this of constructor handling during that constructor destructor chapter. So I think all of you are aware about it. And these are the two values 10 and 20 that we are passing through X and Y respectively while calling the constructor C of the class C. So class C inherit B and A. So all the properties of B and A class, that means the B constructor and A constructor, is virtually present in class C. Is virtually present in class C along with its own property of this parameterized constructor. Is it clear to everyone? This code is clear to everyone? Anyone has any confusion regarding this code? Is this code clear to everyone or not?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay. Now, anyone can tell me what will be the output? Anyone can tell me what will be the output of this code?
The 30.
Huh? No. First, tell me. I don't want a summation. Everyone knows 20 plus 10 equals to 30. I don't want to that summation result. I want to know it. Which class method or constructor will be executed first? Which one is second? Which one is last? That I want to know.
First A.
First
Sir,
A.
first A, then B,
Or
then
first
C.
B. In case of method, in case of member methods, if we apply the multi-level, let's check it out. Multi-level. This is the code of multi-level. So this is a code of multi-level, which I have already shown in the previous classes. So base class, derive 1, derive 2, right? We have created object of derive 2. And if we run this code, which one is executed first?
Drive 2.
So execution has been done First, it will demand the value of x, then it will demand the value of y, then it will demand the value of z, right? This is a normal method, and then it will perform the product or whatever you say, right? Whatever you say. So x, so we give the value of x, then y is the second class, means derived 1 class, and then z is the derived 2 class, and then the derived 2 class output is production. So the similar kind of concept is also applicable for constructor. So let's check it out. Which constructor will execute first and which one execute last? So first the constructor of class A will execute, then the constructor of class B will execute, and then the constructor of class C will execute. Okay, and this summation is also a part of class C constructor. So here the concept is similar. Whether you are creating the object of the C class first, you are not creating the object of A class or B class, you are first creating the object of C class. So someone make a confusion, that's why we are creating the C class object, that means we are calling the C class constructor first. So C class will be executed first. No. Why? Because before C class methods, A class and B class method are copy pasted here. So in virtually you can think these are the members of A class first, and then the member of B class second will be copy pasted from the previous 2 classes. So you can think about it. Okay, virtually it is copy pasted. So A constructor and B constructor, these two are already copy pasted virtually within the C class. So while you are calling the constructor of the C class by passing the values within the object of the constructor, then first the A class will be executed, A class constructor will be executed, then the B class constructor will be executed, then the C class constructor will be executed. Clear? Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So this is the constructor handling in inheritance, right?
So one question, sir. Sir, in that bird and crow class, we have to use that virtual keyword, but why we are not using virtual keyword here in constructors? Like it is also multi-level.
Yes, no, this is not a multi-level. If you think there is no multi-level I have implemented. And here if you see that we are copy paste all these things only one time. All these things only one time, not multiple times. Okay. The class B constructor copy paste A one time, and class C constructor copy paste B and A another time. Okay, one time. So it is not copy paste multiple times. So we should not use a virtual keyword here. And if you think that if we use a virtual keyword here, you can use it and check it. What will happen? I think it should not give any error. If you use virtual keyword, okay, the result is similar. So if you feel that you are confused that which one is copy pasted or which one is redundant, then I suggest you to use virtual keyword everywhere. It will not give you error. Understood?
Okay, yes.
Because if there is a redundancy, then virtual keyword will automatically remove it. If there is no redundancy, then it is a by default use. So we don't need to do any kind of impact of the virtual keyword on our code. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. The last thing that I need to show, we are running out of time. Okay. The last thing we need to show that constructor is using in some different ways in a derived class while we are initializing the objects. Okay. So any base class contains a constructor with one or more arguments. Then it is mandatory for the derived class to have a constructor and pass the arguments to the base class constructor. Means from the derived class, we have a special kind of technique in C++ that we can use to pass the arguments through the derived class constructor into the base class constructor. We have the technique that I need to show right now. So it makes sense for the derived class to pass arguments to the base class constructor. When both the derived and base classes contains constructors, the base constructor is executed first and then the constructor in the derived class is executed. So that we have already seen in the previous program. The base class constructor will execute first, then followed by the derived class constructor. So in case of multiple inheritance, the base classes are constructed in order in which they appear in the declaration of the derived class. Similarly, in a multi-level inheritance, the constructor will be executed in the order of inheritance. So if you see this code, let's check out this code. Here I have defined a class alpha, and I have defined an alpha constructor, a parameterized constructor, did this kind of operations within it. I'm not interested to show the operations. Then I have defined the method. What happened? My compiler is creating this problem, it's not responding. Okay, then there is one method void show, where I have printed the value which we have passed as argument of this constructor call. Now then there is one class beta, another class beta. I am not doing any inheritance here. Look, I am not doing any inheritance here. Why? Because I am trying to implement multiple inheritance here. Okay, to show the constructor argument passing from derived class to the base class. So beta constructor is there. Similar kind of job is applying here, just like the alpha constructor. Okay. Now there is third class, class gamma. In that class, I did a constructor multiple inheritance. So here you will see, instead of doing public alpha comma public beta, I am doing public beta comma public alpha. So that difference I think you have understood here. So in the previous cases, in previous all the programs, I did first copy this one public alpha, then comma public beta. But here I did public beta first, then public alpha. Why? Because it has been stated that in case of multiple inheritance, the base class are constructed in the order in which they appear in the declaration of the derived class. So in the this is a derived class, so it will first declare or call the base class beta first, and then the base class alpha. Okay, so this beta class will be constructed first, then followed by the alpha class. Okay. So here within the gamma class, the third class, see this statement. This statement is new to you. Here I am doing argument passing within alpha and beta, and this should be separated by a colon. So this is a gamma class constructor where 4 arguments are passing A, B, C, D. Now among these 4 arguments, try to understand, among these 4 arguments, this A argument is suitable for the alpha class argument, and this B argument is suitable for the beta class argument. And this C and D argument is a local argument of the gamma class. Clear? Everyone clear? These arguments, definition, everyone clear? Which argument represents what? This argument will represent the alpha class argument. This argument represents the beta class argument, and this C and D argument represent the local class, that means the gamma class argument. Okay, and that will be separated by a colon. These 2 argument passing through the constructor of the gamma class is separated by colon. Now in the main method, you are going to create or call the gamma class constructor with the help of the object G by passing these 4 arguments. So first one for B, the alpha class, second one for beta class, this one for C, and this one for D. C and D as the local arguments of the gamma class. And then we are able to call all the methods or access all the methods of this alpha, beta, and gamma by using the G object. Okay. So look, which one is executed first? Beta, then followed by alpha. Why? Because during the multiple inheritance call, I have called the beta first, then alpha. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear. Clear, sir. Yes,
This is a very interesting and important concept, because interviewer will ask this concept multiple times. So this is a simpler concept. Okay, you have to understand this concept, and interviewer will ask it. It's a tricky type of concept, tricky type of questions coming from it. So everyone, please practice it. I'm uploading these codes into your Google Classroom. Okay.